Hi everyone, welcome to this week's edition of CamLogic's Tech Tuesday. My name is Rob Carver and I'm an application engineer here at CamLogic. Tech Tuesday is our free weekly 30-minute tips and tricks webinar, and today's topic is part families used in a CAM application. But first, let's familiarize everyone with CamLogic. CamLogic has been in the CAD/CAM CAE space for over 35 years. The company was established 16 years ago, initially focused on CAM, servicing mainly the tool and die shops in the area. As the market has evolved, CamLogic has evolved. Interestingly, working our way backward from manufacturing to the conception of the idea or the design. Because we started working towards the end of the process and worked our way to the beginning, CamLogic has a fundamental knowledge of what has to be done to assure that each step of the process will result in a product that will actually work or fit into the next phase of development. CamLogic has chosen to represent software and tools that enable our customers to fulfill the full cycle of product development. We consider ourselves integrators and partners for our customers, not just resellers. CamLogic employs a three-legged stool strategy. We partner with Siemens, offering a complete integrated Siemens portfolio for design, machining, analysis, and data and storage retrieval. We participate with 3D Systems for 3D printing and rapid prototyping, and Steinbeckler, white and blue light scanners, and Creaform for 3D scanning for inspection and quality. Now that you've heard a bit about CamLogic, let's move on to today's topic. Part families. Going back a few weeks, perhaps you have a large tool inventory. You're a CAM guy and you have a large tool inventory and you need to create a tool library. A few weeks back I demonstrated how to export a tool assembly to the tool library for CAM purposes. To populate the library you need the holders, you need the tools. There's a few, you've got to have the solid models. However, modeling all the holders individually isn't really feasible. You can model one, make copies, and edit the copies, but that's kind of inefficient as well. So then as a follow-up, I demonstrated how Product Template Studio can be used to make your tool assembly creation, your tool holder creation, a little bit more of an automated process. And PTS is a great tool. It's got unlimited uses, but we're still creating holders one at a time. So this week, again for CAM purposes, I wanted to demonstrate how to create multiple parts at once using part families. Today we're going to kind of focus on how to create the part families using the tool holder that we created as a seed part for Product Template Studio. Kind of like PTS, you need a plan for the part families, and it's not all that dissimilar. You're going to use the expressions in there. You're going to kind of give it a little bit of upfront work. But with that upfront work, you can quickly create an unlimited variation of parts in very short order. So let me flip over to my demo and we'll see how that might work. So you should be seeing my tool holder. This is an HSK 100 holder for all you CAM guys out there. That should look pretty familiar. Here's my part navigator. Again, this should look fairly familiar. So let me collapse that. So we go up to the tools. And I'm going to go through our expressions briefly. And I'm going to collapse all but the named expressions here. So with these two expressions, bore diameter and nose length, are, if you kind of recall from Product Template Studio, these were the parameters, or the expressions that I created to control how this tool behaves in Product Template Studio with the Product Template Studio interface. I'm going to use these same two parameters when I go to create my part family. So the expressions, when I go to alter the length of, say, the length of the tool, okay, the expression is being controlled, or the extrusion length is being controlled by the nose length expression here, okay. So how this might work, let me cancel this. Again, we go to Tools. Now instead of going to Expressions, we go down here to Part Families, okay. This brings up this interface here, and we have importable part family templates. And you see that we get a list of our expressions here. If we go to attributes, there's materials that we could assign. If we go to the components, if there's any components in here, in this case I have an HSK 100 taper that I imported. I already had that previously modeled up. We're not going to bother using that, but I mean, you can use components. Here's my expressions that are available, and features. I also have features. Say you had just as an aside, if you had a part that had perhaps a ring with multiple holes in it, and you had a pattern of holes, you could import that pattern of holes and control how many holes, the size of the holes, the thickness of the ring, the diameter of the ring. I mean, just a whole slew of things that you can control by importing the features into your part family. The only thing that we're going to concern ourselves right now is the expressions. I want my nose diameter. Now you see there's already a couple of parts or labels, if you will, already in here, and those will become apparent what we use those for here in a second. This is like defaults that go into your spreadsheet. What's going to happen is we're actually going to add columns. We're building up a format for a spreadsheet right now. So I'm going to add my bore diameter column. I'm going to add my nose length column. Okay. I'm going to browse to where I want this. I'm going to browse to where I want this part to be stored. Let's go to my demo parts, family of parts. And we're going to say OK. All right. And so now I'm going to create the family of parts spreadsheet. So now here you see the BB part number, the part name, okay. So here we'll just put in a 1. And here we'll actually put in our holder name, HSK 100. Well, I like caps. HSK 100. 0.75 by 3. Okay. So I've given it a name. Go on and populate the next one. This maybe I want my next one to be 4 4-inch long nose and a 1-inch diameter bore. So put a 2 in there. So here I'll put in 1 for my nose bore, or my bore diameter, and here for nose length. Okay. And now you can go through and populate a whole bunch of these, but just to show you what's going on here, if I highlight a cell, and this is just a regular Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, but there's an additional tab up here. You go to the Add-ins tab, and you'll see that we now have part family here, and there's a series of commands under this part family add-in. So let's verify this part. We should see, yeah, I see my part change. Okay, so this is a way of testing out whether or not your expressions are valid, whether it's working right. Okay, now we hit resume, and it takes us back to the original part. Okay, so we can go in now and add in a few more. Let's call HSK 100. Oh, let's see. Maybe we want a half-inch by, I don't know. Maybe we want a half-inch by 3 part. Okay, a holder. So let's go 0.5 and 3. Okay. Now I don't know if you recall from last webinar, but I've got my board depth keyed into the board diameter. I've got the outside diameter of the tool keyed into my board diameter through my expressions. So these, if your expressions are set up properly, the chamfer length and everything is all interactive here. So really the only two things I need to change, because I've got my expression set up, is these two variables right here, the bore diameter and nose length. Let's make one more part here. HSK 100. I mean, the naming convention here is entirely up to you. There's no, to the best of my knowledge, there's no limitations on your how you name this or anything of this sort. I will caution you that you really shouldn't try to do this, or at least I haven't had success trying to do this with a part that I've got set up as a Product Template Studio part. The Product Template Studio kind of interferes with this a little bit, so that's the only caution or caveat that I would throw out there to you guys. Let's make another one here. Let's make a 375 by, say, 4-inch. Okay. So 375 by 4. Okay. And we'll highlight that. So let's see what this will do. Part family, verify the part, and it gives me a 375. Okay. All right. So now that we've got these created, we'll highlight the entire group of cells, go up to create parts. And should have gotten an information window. I think because I've got my dual monitors going, normally you'll get an information window up here that'll show you that you've created all these parts. I think because I've got dual monitors going here that it went off onto my other screen. Here it is. It did go into the background. So this is the information screen that you'll get up, and it'll tell you creating member parts for family, created member HSK, so on and so forth. So as many as you create and put into the spreadsheet, it will populate those populate this cell. So now we save the family. Okay. And now we hit OK here. So now to use this, okay, let's create a new tool, create a new part. I'm going to call it an assembly. I'm going to call it just for now. You'd probably want to put your identifiers in here. Okay. Now I've got my assembly. So now when I go to add my assemblies, okay, if I click on my seed part, my initial part family part, okay, okay, and hit OK. Now this screen comes up, choose family member. So now I can highlight, okay, which of those parts do I actually want to bring in? Matching members, I want to bring in, say, that one, and hit OK, and it brings that part in, okay? Let's add another one just for grins here. How am I doing for time? I think I'm doing okay. Add a component. If I go in and add it again, and let's choose this one. I'll just turn off this one so you can see that they're both in there, okay, and they are both different. So, oops, turn it back on. So you can see, you know, I did this just to show you that the part families were created, that they are indeed different now solid bodies. And it'd be very simple now to create all the tool bodies that you need from this family of parts. And you know, very quickly and easily you can create similar multiple parts to populate you know, your CAM tool library, your solid tool library. You can do the same thing with the end mill holders or with the end mills themselves. If I go and bring up this part here, you know, this should look familiar to you CAM guys. You know, this is a solid body that would represent your tool. Again, you got, when you're exporting your tool, you got to remember that when you're building your tool parameters, this is going to have to match your tool parameters that you input to export your tool library and have it show up in your simulation correctly. But again, in this case, if I go to my expressions, I'll show my named expressions. Here I've got end mill diameter, flute length, nose radius, overall shank diameter, and if I go to family of tools, or part families, I should say, again, here's the exportable expressions. I've already added these in a previous time. So, you know, you can very easily, quickly create your end mills as well. And then it's just a matter of creating your tool assemblies and adding the assembly components, as I demonstrated a little bit earlier. Okay. So with that, I think I will go back to my my PowerPoint. Okay. So you can see how easy it is to create you know, multiple parts quickly, easily, with a little bit of upfront work. The expressions is you know, I've just started scratching the surface on on the uses for the expressions, it's an extremely powerful tool, and there's so much you can do with it to automate your design or your programming, your CNC programming. But that being said, we can't emphasize enough the importance of training to get the most out of your technology that you've purchased. It's well documented. The training helps improve the speed of use, increases the efficiency, provides for faster problem resolution, and leads to fewer support calls, all of which positively affect your company return on your investment in the bottom line. At CamLogic, we offer a wide variety of hands-on, instruction-intensive courses for users at every level. Training is available at the on-site location of your choice at one of our training labs located throughout the Midwest. And for more information or to register, please visit our website. Today's webinar can be found on YouTube, usually within 24 hours of the broadcast. Check out CamLogic on YouTube for past webinars as well. Thank you for joining us today. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me at any time. Be sure to visit our website at www.camlogic.com. We can also be found on LinkedIn, Blogger, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And by the way, our new help desk number is 855-955-0900. This concludes today's edition of Tech Tuesday. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a great day.